Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, even though it is spring, many of you guys are already planning for summer. And with everything opening back up, this could be the busiest travel season ever. If you're looking for a city that's packed with culture, world-class museums, and award-winning restaurants, tourism expert and director of communications for Visit Jackson, Yolanda Clay-Moore, is joining us today to tell you guys why the city of Jackson in Mississippi should be at the top of your travel list. This is a big year for Jackson. They're celebrating their bicentennial all this year, and also they have the moniker of being the city with soul. We'll talk to Yolanda about that. But Yolanda, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
The pleasure is definitely all mine. Yolanda, well, this has been a busy year for you guys at Visit Jackson and also a celebratory year for Jackson, Mississippi. I mentioned Jackson is known as a city with soul. Talk to us about that and what it's been like for you to see Jackson getting the recognition it deserves.
Yes, Jackson is known as a city with soul because of the people, places, and events that have shaped our city and are threaded into the fabric of America. And it's certainly our time, especially with the addition of Coach Prime that's been added to Jackson State University. It has given us a little more limelight, but it's very well deserved. We are celebrating 200 years, and we have so much to celebrate, from civil rights to literature to blues music to all the things that make up our great city. So we're very excited about this time.
So for those who have not made it to Jackson before, Yolanda, what are some reasons you would suggest they put Jackson on their list for this summer?
Well, first off, we have a wonderful exhibit at the Mississippi Museum of Art. It's called A Movement in Every Direction, Legacies of the Great Migration, where 12 African-American artists have been commissioned to express what that means to them through different art mediums. I've seen the collection, the exhibit, and some wonderful works of art that really tell the story from each of those artists' perspectives. So you see anything from a double-wide trailer to a wonderful painting with different vibrant colors and mediums, architectural pieces. So that's just one of the reasons. But also, if you're looking for history, civil rights is a great foundation here in the city of Jackson. I am in the Smith-Robertson Museum as we're speaking, and there's a Woolworth sit-in exhibit here. There's a slave ship replica in the Smith-Robertson Museum, and I haven't even gotten to the Civil Rights Museum, with 8 galleries, including a middle gallery that just gives you light to give you a step back as you go through some dark places, as well as a Museum of Mississippi History. So there's so many different things to do and see here, and we just want everyone to come and see for themselves.
Well, you all have been celebrating, as I mentioned, all this year, Yolanda, the bicentennial. Mm-hmm. How can our audience participate in celebrating Jackson?
Well, we've decided that we wanted it to be a year-long celebration. So there are many events that have been planned, and they can always use our website as a tool to plan their trip here. VisitJackson.com is a comprehensive tool that allows you to save the things that you're interested. You can, filter it down to the dates that you're going to be in the city, and see what events are going on, and just earmark those for yourself. You can email them to yourself, email them to your family, your friends, and just plan a great trip to the city of Jackson.
One thing I noticed when I was prepping for your segment, Yolanda, at VisitJackson.com, one thing you guys did is you're celebrating 200 years, 200 things to love about Jackson. As someone who loves Jackson, what was it like for you to kind of see how Jackson does have a lot to offer and a lot to be able to get people involved in?
Well, it's pretty phenomenal to have those things here in our city, and whether you're on the hunt for literature, we have Eudora Welty. We have Margaret Walker Alexander, two of our icons for the city of Jackson, as well as up-and-coming Arthur Angie Thomas, Richard Wright, who is in this building that I'm in right now. Or if you're looking for civil rights, I've already mentioned where you can go, and that's just a little bit of it. We have 14 blues trail markers here in the city of Jackson. So whether you're on the hunt for history or literature or blues music, or if you're just ready to eat, Jackson is a place to be.
There you go. Well, last thing I want to ask you about, Yolanda, and that is about planning, right? Because, as I mentioned, this is said to be probably the busiest travel season. People are ready to get out and about. Do you have any tips for our audience for planning a vacation this summer to Jackson?
Yes. First of all, like I said, utilizing our tool is the best way to start the planning because it allows them to see everything that we have to offer, everything that we have going on. And again, they can save it and send it to themselves by email or send it to their family and friends as a great planning tool. Also keep in mind that we're centralized. We have the Jackson Mega Wiley Evers International Airport. If they want to travel by air. If they want to travel by trailway, then we have Amtrak that runs right through Jackson. So there are many ways to get to Jackson. Of course, we're always a driving destination. We're centralized. So if they want to do a day trip to Memphis or New Orleans or Birmingham, follow the Civil Rights Trail, then we're the perfect stop on that trip.
Awesome. Well, some great tips for our audience, some great things for them to keep in mind. Again, everyone, Yolanda Clay-Moore has been our guest. She's a tourism expert in directive communications for Visit Jackson, letting you guys know how you can be a part of the bicentennial celebration, as well as why Jackson is the city with soul. Yolanda, we mentioned it earlier, but we definitely want to invite our audience to go to visitjackson.com for more information. And Yolanda, it's great to catch up with you again. Looking forward to speaking with you again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to do it, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webster. As always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.